As I sat there at 6 a.m. on the plane waiting to take off, I asked my buddy I was visiting, what do I need to try in Boston? What is the food? And he told me the cult sandwich there that everyone tries is the North Shore roast beef, and there's a whole thing around it. I looked at some YouTube videos of it. It looked amazing. I was sold. So pretty much one of the first things we did when I landed there in Boston is we went after a North Shore roast beef. First we tried Scampa, which was down the road from us. That one, let's take a look. Alright, so I'm here in Boston. I've been talking about it for way too long. And the big thing are these roast beef sandwiches, these North Shore roast beef sandwiches. So here's the first one. We're going to talk more about them later, but I want to dig into this. Let me show you what I got. Alright, so I'm here with my buddy Will, who talked me into getting the super. Oh my god. Look at this thing. So it's got roast beef, it's got barbecue sauce, mayo, and cheese on an onion roll. Looks good. I'm gonna take a bite. This is the first one. There's gonna be many of these. Imagine Arby's if Arby's didn't suck. That's what this is. We'll talk more later. Scampa, roast beef sandwich. Good stuff. Now this was a traditional three-way. This is the way you get the sandwich here in Boston, right? It's got top, bottom, round, rare, thin sliced roast beef. Crazy amount of beef relative to the bun. You got American cheese, you got a ton of mayo, and you got James River barbecue sauce. All of those are key to a North Shore beef. Alright, so I finished that up. That was one of the best damn sandwiches I've had. The toasted buttered bun, cheese on there. They use the same barbecue sauce at all these places, mayo. So that's my baseline sandwich. And I give that an A+, right? But maybe I'll have better. Maybe I'll have worse. We're gonna find out. Let's keep going. After that, we decided we had to go try the original, one my buddy hadn't had before. He'd had others, not the original. That's Kelly's. Kelly's is the sandwich that inspired the Arby's chain. Kelly's is from 1951. It's the de facto North Shore roast beef, and we were going to a location to give it a shot. Alright, so I'm at Kelly's now. This is the original. So the last one seemed like a good take on the original. I'm not the original Kelly's, but I'm at Kelly's. It's the original since 1951. So again, I've got a three-way roast beef. And we're not talking about six here. We're talking about three ways. We got the roast beef with three things. Cheese, that barbecue sauce, and the mayo on top, which you can kind of sort of see. Nice pink roast beef. For the most part, seeded roll, toasted, buttered. Let's give this one a shot. This isn't good. This one's looking good. Pretty good. I'm gonna have some pears. There seems to be more flavor with the beef, which surprises me. The roll's not quite as good. It's a little drier. Maybe, I don't know, more stale, something. It's a toss-up. I'm gonna have to think about this one. We'll see what ranks number one, but we'll go from there. I mean, check this thing out. It's a work of art. It's beautiful. And this is what inspired Arby's. Look at Arby's. That's trash. This is amazing. Such a good sandwich. Give me a straight face for that. Alright, so we just had the Kelly sandwich, right? Got all this wind going. We're walking along this bridge. Shit was good. But we're putting that above the Scampa.
The beef was good.
The beef was better. Just barely. Just barely. But it's about the beef. We're beef boys now. We gotta judge this shit right. We'll see what the next one is. Hot box, right? We're doing hot box in a bit. This fucker's honking. Fucking Boston, man, I tell you. We'll see. So we continued along here, but if you know me, we had to take a little detour. So we went along this bridge, checked out some of the scenery, passed by the Teddy Peanut Butter Company. Now, if you know me, I don't like peanut butter, but we made it to Night Shift Brewing. I needed a beer, and this place supposedly had some great ones. Really cool atmosphere, really cool place inside. Good menu. Cool place to hang out. Some great beers. Decided to go through those before we got to our next sandwich, and that was at Hotbox. Hotbox, I'd heard things about that it was really good, but this one was different because the beef was cold. But check out this really cool plaza it was in. Like, I could spend every night at this place. There's every kind of food, drink, little shops. Just a really cool place in general. So, next up, let's try Hotbox. Alright, so let's try this Hotbox one. This is going to be the most different, I think, of all the ones we've tried so far. You might be covering up the microphone there. Just saying. So I'm beefed out here, so I got a junior one. Looks good. Check it out. Same idea, same stuff on it, 3-way. A little colder. Entirely different. Messy. I don't know how I feel. So this one's cold. The other ones were hot. Ooh, that sauce has a kick to it. That's something. But is it the same stuff? I'm asking my beef guru behind the camera here.
It should be generally the same.
That's good. I don't know if I like it as much. I guess we'll see. I'm keep eating. So that night finished, and the next day came around, and I was reloaded and ready for more beefs. So we took a train downtown, and that was pretty cool. The fact that you could just take a train anywhere for cheap in Boston. Something you kind of get here in Charlotte, but not really. We went downtown, walked around, tried some stuff. The Hotbox sandwich was good, but at this point, it was not my favorite because of that cold beef, unfortunately. But just look at the city. There's so much character. It's such an old city. The buildings are gorgeous. It's something different. And it's something you just don't get with a city like Charlotte that's up and coming and they've bulldozed half the stuff to put up new buildings. Boston just had character, and I loved it. But the interesting thing is we came into TD Garden here expecting a beef. And instead, what we're going to find is an excuse to not go to New Haven. As we found a place, and some pigeons. We found a place called A Pizza. Or more commonly said in the region, New Haven, A Beats. Part of the plan of this trip was to spend a day 2 hours away in New Haven, Connecticut to try the legendary New Haven style pizza. A Beats. A pizza, right? But we found this place here in Boston that served up New Haven style. Let's see what my buddy thinks of it. Thoughts on the pie?
A lot of cheese. It's really good.
A lot of cheese. The
Nice
crust is good?
Yeah. Nice and thin, good flavor.
Yeah.
A lot of meat and all kinds of good stuff on this guy.
Score. So it had this nice charred underside. It was very tasty, but my mind wasn't blown. I mean, it was great pizza. But at this point, I started to think, how much better could the actual stuff in New Haven be? Would it be worth the trip? I started to mull this over as I arrived at Trillium Brewing. This was conveniently located outside of a food hall that had a Cussers, which also supposedly had a great beef. Alright, beef number 4. This is from Cussers. This one smells better than the rest. I don't know if that means anything, but I'm hyped for it. Let's give it a shot. We're outside Trillium Brewing here, so I got my beer with me. My beer buddy. We got it all. Oh, it's a bag? No. Oh. Look at this. Got some nice pink beef. We got this gorgeous roll. Cheese on the bottom, which I've learned is the way you have to do it. Didn't know that till today. Mayo. You got that barbecue sauce. Let's give it a shot. What is it I like so much about it? It's the best one so far. There's a different flavor to it. Huh? The sauce is different. It's not the. This isn't the James River barbecue sauce. I think it's better. Don't kill me. I'm sorry. That's good. And the roll's nice and crispy, crunchy with the stuff on there. This is the winner so far. I'll take you to the next one soon. It was after that beef, that delicious beef, that I realized I don't care about the New Haven stuff anymore. Maybe another trip I'll go there. I like these beefs better than pizza. So, the Instagram suggestions told me I had to go to Jamie's. Jamie's was the best. So we made our way up to the actual North Shore. Took a Saturday and we decided we're going to try Jamie's. Alright, so now we're at Jamie's. I was told this is the best. One of my viewers goes, Zach, I'm here because of you. So we're at the North Shore, we're trying more. This one looks good. Let's try to, we got it cut up here, so let me get it out of the box. Ooh. So this is a super, oh, we didn't say 3 ways. They didn't give us the stuff.
Oh, interesting.
There's a piece of cheese.
Let's ask him about it.
Oh no. It looks great otherwise.
Is there sauce on there?
Right? No.
Let's just go up to the counter.
Yeah, let's go let them know we wanted the whole deal. They'll dump it on. Alright, now we've got one soaked in the good stuff here. Let me attempt this again. Check it out. We got that onion roll on there, nice and toasted. Cheese on the bottom like it's supposed to be. The beef makes it. The beef is the game. This is the best beef we had yet. Hands down. I think. Nice and pink. Good recommendation, Zach. This is number 1 so far. So then we also got, this is another take on it. This one has garlic aioli instead of the mayo.
Get some more sauce.
I don't know if I like the garlic one better. It's good in a different way. Yeah, stick with the original. And their chicken sandwiches looked amazing. If you know me, I can't go an entire trip without a chicken sandwich. So I asked which one to try. She said the buffalo with the blue cheese, a homemade blue cheese. She let me try that. The cheese first, actually, it was divine. So then gave that a shot, and man, it was good. Obviously, I was stuffed after this, but it hit the spot. So the couple I was staying with, my best friend Will and his wife, I grew up with this kid, and we go back. The first beef they ever had was at Zeno's here along the North Shore. So we decided to head up that way, but also take a quick little detour to actually see the shore, go along some trails and the beach. Pretty cool. Check it out. All right, and last but hopefully not least, we're at Zeno's up in, this is Ipswich. Last roast beef. The last one was so amazing. I can't imagine this being better, but it could be. What do I know? It's looking good. So, here she is. I'm getting it cut in half. Oh, good. She's a messy girl. All right, let's give her a shot. 3 ways, same as the rest of them. So my cameraman and camerawoman, this was their first one. I see why they fell in love with it. Crispy bun. This is most similar to the Scampa one, I think. The roast beef's great. It's got the James River barbecue. This is traditional. This is like the Scampa one. It doesn't elevate at all. It's very good. So I like it. I don't know where I'd rank it. We'll get to the ranking in a bit here. It's falling apart. But I think what was it? Jamie's? Was that what they were called? I think Jamie's is the winner. Let's talk about it in a second here. So that was the final beef. And guys, those beefs, they were to die for. I'm sitting here editing this video, putting it together weeks later. I miss it so much. And just watching that footage, I can remember the tastes of every one of those. I can't get anything like that here in Charlotte, or apparently anywhere else, which blows my mind because it's just a simple roast beef sandwich. But apparently not so much. I asked them about it on the local Charlotte Foodies group, and they made fun of me instantly. And then I was like, oh wow, didn't realize I was in a group full of assholes. They go, oh well, I would have thought you'd had thicker skin being from Boston. I'm like, anyways, we have to rank the sandwiches. What was the best? What was the worst? None of them were bad. They were all delicious. I would take any of those over an Arby's roast beef sandwich any day of the week. It's quality stuff. I guess, and this is tough, I'm going to put this one as my least favorite. But it wasn't bad. But the cold beef did it in. The hot beef makes a difference. Even though parts of this sandwich clearly were better than some of the others, Hot Box, we're putting it last. Next up from Hot Box, that's tough. Because now I think we're going between a few different standard beefs. The standard three-way with the standard ingredients, to some degree, isn't the most amazing. I guess after that, yeah, I'm going to put Kelly's next. Kelly's drew a lot of criticism online. When I was looking into this, when people are saying we're the best, some guy said Kelly's doesn't even break the top 25. I'm like, are you kidding? The Kelly's one tasted great, and you're telling me there's 25 better sandwiches than that? But I think I'm going to go Kelly's next. I know I was hotter on it in the video, but we'll get to that. So Kelly's next. What was better than Kelly's? I think I'm going to go Zeno's next. Zeno's was great. Again, it was very much like the Scampa one. It was what I thought the base sandwich should be. This is the bare minimum, but it's delicious. It's a perfectly done base sandwich. Or well done, at least, anyways, right? So we're going with Zeno's next. Above that, I'm going with Scampa. It was my first, but there was something just right about it. The roll, it was toasted and buttery, so there was a nice crisp to it, but then it had the onion roll part of it, and that was just delicious. Everything was great with that Scampa one. So we're putting Scampa above that. Above Scampa. We're down to the last two, right? I'm going Custer's. Custer's, this is cheating a little, right? Because I think Custer's changed it up. Custer's was a little different. Something was different about Custer's. Custer's hit the spot. Custer's was great. Custer's was the sandwich that made me say, I don't want to spend a day driving to New Haven to scarf down 3 nearly identical pizzas that are probably going to be marginally better than the one we just had at that TD Garden earlier, right? Like, give me a break. And I love pizza. I love pizza. I love all kinds of pizza. What if I told you that super thin style isn't my favorite kind? What if I said Detroit style was my favorite? Does that make me wrong? No, that's me. So I'm starting to think the trip to New Haven wouldn't be worth it. I'd be left disappointed by the whole experience. But I wouldn't be disappointed by more beefs, because I was hooked on these. These are delicious. These are better than pizza. If you said, do you want a pizza or do you want a North Shore beef? I'm taking a North Shore beef. Just saying. And Custer's was pretty damn good. They changed it up a little. It was delicious. That's number 2. Number 1, what did I say? Zach from Instagram, thanks for egging me on to do this, because we weren't going to go North Shore. I wasn't going to do any of this. But he mentioned Jamie's. And I looked through Reddit. People are saying Jamie's. Jamie's was number 1. Just walking into that place, you knew this was going to be the best sandwich. Just looking at their menu, looking at everything they had going on.
the different styles of the sandwich, all the chicken sandwiches, just the people were the best. They let us try like everything. Like, oh, you want to try the aioli? You want to try the blue cheese? She got us she would dip a knife in some of the sauce, let us try it. These are the best people. This was the best sandwich, hands down. It was the classic three-way done perfectly. And if you didn't want the classic three-way, they had a whole bunch of other ways to get it that I'm sure were just as amazing. So that was my trip to Boston. That was my beef ranking. That was what I honed in on. Once I heard that there was this cult beef sandwich scene, that speaks to me in so many ways. So it was a great trip. Great sandwiches, great food, great scenery, great company. I miss it. I miss it a lot. I would probably rather be there than Charlotte, but family's down here. It's expensive up there. It's cold up there. I don't miss the cold. There's something to be said about not freezing your balls off every day in the winter. And Charlotte's got that going for it and then some, so probably stick it around here. But I wouldn't mind being up there. Anyways, thanks for watching my beef vlog, Boston vlog, beef journey, whatever you want to call it, if you will. I appreciate you being here. Y'all take care.